Hi, welcome to Exploring Christianity, a Journey of Faith. Today we'll tackle the question, what's inside the Bible? When I first became a Christian in my late 30s, I found that being a new Christian is kind of like being a new parent. Anyone and everyone wants to tell you how to do it, and none of their advice agrees. One of the only consistent things I was told is that this book is really important and should now be a key part of my life. I turned to the internet to see what it had to say about the Bible. I learned that the Bible is also called Scripture, which means that it is a sacred religious text. I knew that the Bible was used by Christians, but I learned that portions of the Bible are used by the Jewish and Islamic faiths. I didn't fully understand what sacred is, but the internet seemed to agree that the Bible was really important to Christians. At this point I figured, okay, I'm game. I like to read, let's do this. I opened up the Bible like I would any other book, and I turned to the table of contents. The first thing I noticed is that the Bible is divided into the Old Testament and the New Testament. What's a testament? I've heard of a last will and testament, but what does that have to do with the Bible? I haven't even made it to the first page and I'm already confused. Back to the internet. According to vocabulary.com, one definition of testament basically means a will. Okay, I've got that, but that's not helping. Two of the other definitions seem more promising. One is a profession of belief and the other is strong evidence for something. This aligns with what I've heard so far. For Christians, the Bible describes what we believe and is considered evidence for those beliefs. Next question. Why is there a New Testament and an Old Testament? They both seem pretty old to me. The Old Testament was written and described events that occurred before the time of Jesus, and the New Testament was written and described events that occurred during and after the time of Jesus. The events around the birth, life, and death of Jesus are so profoundly significant to the Christian faith that they divide the Bible into these two sections. The next weird thing I see is that the table of contents in the Bible is made up of books instead of chapters. The Bible is sort of like Wikipedia in some ways. Both Wikipedia entries and the different books of the Bible were written and published at different times by different authors and contain different, though sometimes overlapping, content. In the case of the Bible, the different books were written over a time span of more than 1,000 years by dozens of authors and in at least 3 languages. Unlike Wikipedia entries, the books of the Bible are even different genres, including histories, stories, poems, songs, advice, personal letters, and even maps. Reading the Bible is not like reading a single story that unfolds in order from the first page to the last. Some of the histories repeat each other, telling the same events from different perspectives. Some of the stories occurred during the times covered in the histories. Near the middle of the Bible, there is a book that is entirely song lyrics and another of short sayings. The events described in the various books did not all occur in the same order as the books are found in the Bible. In all of these ways, the books of the Bible do not function like the chapters of a book. When you read an entry in Wikipedia, in some ways it stands alone. You can read an entry about the state of Texas without reading the entries about all of the other states. Reading just the Texas entry won't give you an overall knowledge of the United States, but it is whole on its own. Similarly, reading a single book of the Bible will not give you an overall understanding of the information contained within the Bible, but you can read a single book of the Bible independently. So the Bible is a single book with a constant theme that runs through it, as I explored in the video, What Kind of Book is the Bible? But it is also true that the Bible is made up of multiple separate books that can be read and studied individually. So what did you find difficult when you first opened the Bible?